So yeah, so welcome everyone. Hopefully we'll get some
today.
other folks coming in. Sorry about the link snafu. We'll figure it out one of these
Amy says she
weeks.
got pulled into a client meeting, so she won't be able to join coffee break today.
Bummer.
Happens.
Yeah. So Olivia, you and the Boston team are planning
Yes,
your event.
we're working on it. I just met with them one time, so we're trying to kind of figure out how we all work together still, I think, and how we can plan stuff. But I loved the idea. I mean, we wanted to, I think Amber was previously with I forget her name, but someone who was previously the co-lead in Boston. She said they did a lot of like meet and greet kind of events, and it ended up like not really having any traction. So I loved the idea from the Seattle team to like get people a little bit more engaged and excited. Because especially when networking is virtual, it's like not that appealing, as we all know. And
right.
Or it's appealing once, but then you don't want to like keep networking with the same people virtually over and over again.
Yeah, I think it hits a plateau, and then after a while you're like, so what are we doing again?
Yeah, exactly. So I loved the idea. I just think it's important with the virtual events to be more like have a little bit more of an agenda or a topic or something. So we had talked about doing like, I have a like an anti-racism book club that I do that we like, it's a book club / like just connecting group, but we always have like a documentary we watch or a we read a couple chapters of a book or an article or something, and that makes it like, even though it's like with people I'm friends with, it just makes it more like you feel more motivated to join. So I feel like something like that where you can like really like what you're getting yourself into, it feels a little bit like less like, oh, what, there's gonna be these awkward Zoom silences.
Sure.
I'm the queen of awkward silences. No, but I think that's one of the reasons we started doing a structure for our global meetups as well, where we have people bring a project and break into breakout rooms and give feedback on it.
Yeah.
It brings a lot of interesting things, and every meetup is different.
Yeah. No, it definitely helps.
Very cool.
Hi, Lindsay.
Lindsay, I was just saying we got inspiration from you guys for our Boston meeting. We're going to do the same mural board kind of idea. Yeah.
So if you'd like a copy of our mural board, I'd be happy to share it with you.
Oh,
you're very quiet, Lindsay.
Oh, what's going on with my headphones? Here, let me.
Hi, Sakshi. Is that how I pronounce it? It's a really cool name.
Yeah, it's a bit long, but Sakshi is okay.
Awesome. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Where are you calling in from?
I'm currently in Stuttgart, Germany. Yeah. It's a bit of today was one of those introspective, like tough days. Like I come from India, and the situation in India with COVID is pretty dire. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you to give yourself extra motivation to maybe distract yourself and go to other probably topics that one can think about. So yeah.
Well, here in the United States, people just keep killing each other with guns. So pretty dire.
Yeah. It's difficult to find. It's an interesting introspection where you find humor in these topics at some point, like beyond banality. But yeah, that's the best one can do. But I'm really glad that I could make it for the coffee break. I tried to come last week, couldn't make it, so I'm really glad that I made it this week. Hoping to get inspired and get out of this rut of thinking about media cycles and just do something for a change. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Of course.
How did you hear about climate designers?
I don't remember now. I think there must have been someone who shared it on LinkedIn, but I was also I'm sort of working as a UX designer for a very typical corporate scene, and I was Googling a lot of like climate and design intersections. So I think it was I think it was in space of like seeing you on LinkedIn, having that name there, and then having it resurface again on Google, and then sort of going the extra way to join a group. That's how.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Apparently we show up on Google, which
Yeah.
is great because we've done zero SEO anything.
Well, the thing
So-
about SEO that nobody tells you is that when you have, clear language and you don't use a bunch of obscuring techniques or anything, and you just like
jargon,
are
yeah.
straightforward, that's what SEO is. Search engines like
Sure.
that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I think especially in spaces of yeah, maybe I don't know how SEO optimizes it, but in spaces of like climate design, just sort of sustainability design, like wanting to do a course in it, just they're pretty limited search results that show up, surprisingly, and you kind of end up, banging into same resources again and again. Yeah, like very few medium people working in that area, or etc. etc.
Well, one of the things we want to do is make that grow
Yeah.
and explode.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, this is just sort of a weekly check-in. It's a handful of people each week, and often new people will just check in to see like who's buying this, what's going on. So I don't know, it's just a really good way to connect with people and see people's faces and say hi and have some coffee virtually.
Lindsay, how's the planning going for the Seattle event?
We're pretty on track. We've got, I think, at least 20 RSVPs now for our kickoff next week. So I'm feeling good about that. Is my volume better? Can you hear me? I tried to adjust my audio. Okay, awesome. So yeah, we've got just under a week until we launch. Basically, the main thing we need to do is like, I've got a sort of a presentation that like goes through the agenda, and I just need to like get that all refined and set up. But got our mural board, got our activity plan. For our icebreaker, we're going to ask people to choose what would their survival superpower be in a climate apocalypse, which is like a little bit dark, but also a fun topic starter, like conversation starter. So hopefully we like bring some fun to it that way and a little bit of humor, so people are keen to come back.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's fun. Yeah, keep us posted on some of the responses.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm still working with a few connections around Seattle to like keep spreading the word. So hopefully we'll keep seeing more RSVPs tick in as we get closer.
Yeah. Maybe let's connect over email. I know a handful of designers in the Seattle Seattle area that might be either interested in knowing that there's a chapter there, or maybe would be kind of a help with connecting with other types of organizations or other people, or just getting the word out with the new chapter.
Yeah, for sure. I just spoke yesterday with the former coworker of mine who is president for Seattle IDSA right now. So he's going to attend, and he's going to get that out on the mailing list for IDSA. So we should get them. And I also sent it to the AIGA Seattle president, and I'm not sure if they've sent it out yet, but we got it out to the local University of Washington design community and got a lot of RSVPs that way. So we're tapping into as many networks as we can. And I still have like a list of more people to reach out to, but some of it's just a limit on how much time I have to do that. Yeah. So maybe we'll get more for the next event, and that'll work too.
Yeah. Speaking of those two sets of acronyms, IDSA and AIGA, we're thinking about submitting something. They both have a call for entries for speakers. AIGA has SF Design Week mid-June, and it's an annual thing that they've done for years. And we've done once or twice years ago, we've done a few events. So we're thinking of applying to do something. And then IDSA has some sort of, is it a day-long conference, Sarah? I can't remember the details. Anyway.
They have a few different things, but one of them is a sustainability deep dive coming up soon.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
So it's really just a matter of bandwidth in terms of putting the application together. And then if we get accepted, then it's like, okay, we got to do something. But then it's also weighing, well, is it worth the bandwidth to do something? What's the goal? You know, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Would your topic be just like the creation of the climate designers community, or a more focused topic within that?
we would probably do some sort of we have in our back pocket this kind of like think wrong kind of exercise.
Oh, nice.
That was kind of covered a little bit in the summit, the Think NATO stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, so we have a really fun 90-minute virtual workshop that we've done in the past, where we can simply just like kind of dust that off and revamp it for whatever format, whatever kind of theme. So if anything, it'll be that. And it's a fun idea generation kind of event. People go into breakout rooms, come up with crazy, wacky ideas, share them at the end. But it's also, you know, by doing that, you also network and meet other people. So we've had, you know, great results from it. So it's not that we're coming up with something from scratch. It's just, do we still want to do it? Because we have lots of other things to work on.
I don't know
So
if other cities do this, but I'm not involved in AIGA that much, but I do this like mentorship program. I've been a mentee in it like years ago, and this year I'm a mentor. They had the kickoff last night in Boston. And they did actually, like, in the kickoff, they did this like virtual kind of workshop, and at the end everyone had to say like one thing they could give to the community and one thing they'd like to ask. So I did a little plug for climate designers and the thing I
Nice.
could give to the community. So there were 100 people in the meeting, so I don't know if anyone will even look through the chat afterwards, but that's one way to like get, I don't know if like the chapters have like that mentorship program, or if they're as active in other cities, or what, if it's just in Boston, or I'm sure they're just as active in other cities, but
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think we're, you know, if you all were to see our Notion board, we're definitely not struggling with ideas on how to grow climate designers. It's really just bandwidth and energy. I mean, this is still all a side project. And first and foremost, as some of you were on the chapters call, it's just, yeah, how do we make this sustainable so we can make this into something bigger while, you know, still being able to put food on the table and not, you know, yeah. So anyway, so that's a great idea. I love the mentorship idea. Yeah. How's it going, Alex?
Hey, it's going well.
Nice, good to see you. We have 3 chapters representing. That's awesome. Yeah, I saw Eric popping in. Maybe, yeah, how's your planning going for your event, Trivia Night?
Oh, it's great. We were actually just on a call. That's why Eric and I were late here discussing it. But yeah, we're doing a trivia night next Thursday. So all about sustainability and design and fun stuff. We just picked some themes. Pop culture was another one. So fun sustainability that's represented in movies and documentaries and celebrities.
I want to come. Can I come?
Yes.
Well, you're in the
We
Midwest.
said we won't turn away the. Oh yeah, you're in the Midwest now, so
I'm
you
in
can join
Wisconsin
us.
too.
Yeah. We said we won't turn away anyone who's not from the Midwest.
I'm
But we're
from
not
the
gonna promote it.
Midwest, so
There you go.
does that count?
As our first event, we want to make sure it's like attended enough so we don't get one team of 3 people.
I actually have a lot of if you have like a event, I'm from Cincinnati. I have a ton of design connections there, so I could send out any links or anything you have.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do, I have this in our Notion notes, Sarah, to discuss after this, but I think what we should do come Monday is send out a newsletter with all the chapter events, because there's a lot going on and we need to start sharing it outside of each other. So, because I know Seattle and the Midwest, your Eventbrite page is up. Boston, I think you're getting yours together. So yeah, maybe Olivia, if you want to maybe poke the team and get something up by Monday, that would be helpful so we can include it in the newsletter.
Yes, I will let them know. We are meeting at some point next week, so we were gonna like talk then, but I think we just need to do it. I don't think we need to be so precious about it.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll nudge.
Okay. How's it going,
I
Eric?
actually, one question on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I have access to create an event like me myself. I don't know if the other leaders do. I was going to ask them on Mighty Network. I don't know if I need specific access or not,
That's a Sarah
or if I
question.
just don't know how to use it.
Who created the Midwest chapter circle?
Eric?
I'm
maybe?
not sure.
That would be
Sarah-
the main question,
Sarah
because I think whoever created it can set it up so that there can be events and can set who can create it.
Okay, so whoever set up the Boston Circle. Okay.
I found out, Sarah Harrison, that Sarah Hummel set it up.
Oh,
So I was able to go in. She made me, the administrator as well. So I was able to go into that circle and create, or allow anyone to create anything.
Okay.
Cool.
So maybe for the rest of the chapter people, whoever made that circle, just ping them and say, hey, can you make me and the rest of the team admin? So that's a good thing. But Sarah, if you're like super admin, can't you just make people admin yourself?
I went in and tried to, but it was either the Midwest circle or the Boston circle. One of those I was looking at, and the only permissions I had to change were my own notifications.
That's strange.
You know,
We'll figure it out.
I thought I was a super admin.
We're learning.
And for Sakshi's sake, I wanted to ask you, Mark, wasn't there somebody who was trying to start a chapter in Germany at some point?
There is a chapter in Germany, but
There
she made one herself, and we have yet to connect. So I don't know. It's a bit of a rogue chapter.
Yeah, so I got up in the air there.
She has never come to one of the meetings. Anyway, I've been trying to ping her, so hoping to get in touch with her sooner than later.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, anything exciting this week, y'all? Anyone want to share any updates or news or what you're working on?
I've been working on I haven't made a ton of progress yet, but I'm doing a kind of a share back of the summit to my team. So trying to consolidate all of the immense amount of takeaways into a like hour-long presentation that we can do over lunch. But I will definitely share that back when it's completed.
Yeah, that'd
It's
be great.
it's a lot of work. I like took so many notes during the summit, and now I'm like, I should have just I might just end up choosing like 2 or 3 talks to talk about, and then if someone wants to know more, I can always give them more information. But yeah, consolidating that amount of information into one presentation is impossible.
Yeah, something on our to-do list, which again, we have lots of ideas, it's just bandwidth, is to put together kind of a highlight reel of the number of sessions that took place. So could it be like a 5-minute, 10-minute highlight reel, and use that as a way to promote it and get more eyeballs on the recorded sessions. But I don't have the luxury of sitting and rewatching every single session. So maybe we can find someone who didn't attend but would be willing to watch the videos, but at the same time, kind of pull out those little nuggets. So if any of you have any friends who would maybe who are like video people and who would maybe be willing to watch the summit for free, why not? So yeah, but keep us posted, Olivia. I'd love to see the presentation.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list, and I've gotten slightly started. I have a couple presentations that I still need to rewatch too, because it was like really late my time and I was exhausted. So I have to kind of get all the content and then start consolidating. But yeah, I'll definitely share when I finish.
Cool. Nice. Anyone else? How was your week?
I had a birthday this week.
Oh, happy belated.
Thanks.
Birthday!
Thank you. That's why I'm at my sister's house now instead of my usual spot. So I get to have a little party with some family this weekend. So that'll be
Very
fun.
cool. Nice.
Fun.
Are you celebrating this weekend then?
Yeah, in fact, this room I'm in, I'm surrounded by like Hawaiian leis and party like snacks and things. So getting in the party mood.
Very cool.
So festive.
Nice, nice. When was it? What day was it?
On Tuesday, the 13th.
The 13th. Okay. Nice. My niece turned 18 on the 11th.
Oh, that's an exciting birthday.
It's crazy. Yeah, 18. Wow. Time flies. Yeah. Nice. What about you, Eric? What's going on with you?
Oh, hey. Yeah, like next week is Earth Week, so I always get asked to do things next week. So there's a couple things, a couple talks at like Intuit, like I think that's in Mountain Valley, California. One of my former students works there, so he was a nice, he was nice and invited me. So I'm working on that. They really want to hear more about like how to create carbon negative solutions, because they're like Apple, like going all renewable for their servers, which is pretty great. You know, they have the whole like QuickBooks and tax stuff that you do online, and they're trying to make that all renewable. But then, you know, they want to get carbon neutral, but then they want to get carbon negative and be doing better. So they're bringing me in for that kind of discussion, which should be fun and interesting. So I'm also working with all the Act for Climate people, and we definitely need more designers for that, for anyone that's here. We're trying to launch at least 3 or 4 different initiatives by next Thursday on social media. And we have them all like content planned out. We don't have the design help that we need. So, so yeah, if you're interested, you can talk to Suhaila or talk to me about that, or join the Act for Climate Circle. I think we have 6 people involved, but there's still not enough.
Have you posted the call for help on Mighty?
I don't know if Suhaila has. I know in the past she has, but not probably not recently. No.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can include that. If you want to send us something, maybe we can include that in the newsletter too. Maybe
sure. Yeah.
I know you all have a meeting later today, so nice. And one quick thing I'll say too, going back to the Intuit comment, Eric, one thing that we're also wanting to explore is, and we have our first little like test guinea pig client, not even a client, it's like a engagement with climate designers, would be to come in and work with our internal design team on becoming climate designers. And so putting together like a few workshop type things. And Lindsay, I'd love to, with the follow-up email that I sent a few days ago, I'd love to talk to you about, you know, incorporating more of that. How do we make design teams and even organizations themselves, you know, a lot more sustainable, and then designers then become climate designers. So yet another potential thing that we do as a way to get more people involved. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, maybe Intuit could be that. What would it look like if all the Intuit designers were climate designers? That'd be pretty badass. I mean,
I also have a former colleague at Intuit. She's managing their research and strategy team now, I believe.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah. I mean, one of our big missions is what if, you know, or questions I should say that we ask ourselves is, what if every designer was a climate designer? And so how do we start doing that? And could we get inside of these organizations to help that? So
I like that mission.
Yeah.
So simple.
Very simple.
So powerful.
I just did a video for QuickBooks last week. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Don't get Sarah started on QuickBooks.
I don't use QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bookkeeping in general.
We've got 1 minute left, so I just wanted to, you know, acknowledge everybody for taking this time to hang out with us, and, you know, thank you. There's probably a million other things you could be doing with your time, and you decided to hang out with us, and I think that's awesome. You're the best.
Yeah, and Rachel has a question. Yeah, we just discussed this before, Rachel, before you joined. Yes, anyone, they're not checking IDs. So anyone outside the Midwest.
If you've ever
Back in
been
the
to the
day.
Midwest.
Exactly. Or if you ever flew over the Midwest.
If you've
that
ever
counts.
heard of the Midwest, doesn't matter. It's all good.
Go to the meetup, trivia night. Next Thursday, this Thursday? I don't know.
It's April 29th. It's the week after Earth Day.
It's 12 o'clock.
Y'all, on that note. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining, and have a good rest of the day, evening, whatever, and see you all next week.
Sweet.
Nice to see you all.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.